connecting Central Texas. This is 25 News.
It hurts them in the long run that they had to take this offer, but to regain some of their senior year, this is what had to happen.
Guilty to a lesser charge. That's the fate for 3 teen girls in a Milam County courtroom earlier today. Originally, 4 volleyball players were accused of forcibly stripping a younger teammate. Tonight, one of the parents of the accused speaks out for the first time to 25 News reporter Jarrell Baker.
Unfortunately, in a society where we are supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, that has not been the case for these girls.
There's always 2 sides to every story, and Kim Sedula says no. Jarrell Baker, 25 News.
Now, as you might have guessed, the case stems from an incident that apparently happened in late September. That's when a 14-year-old said 4 volleyball teammates held her down, stripping her clothes and exposing her. Police say the incident happened outside of Cameron as the team was traveling back on a bus to Caldwell. The victim told police she begged those other players to stop. Police say 4 high school staff members were also present on the bus. Today, Caldwell ISD released a statement saying, quote, in November 2021, Caldwell ISD completed the investigation of an incident that occurred on a bus. The disciplinary action as a result of that investigation was in accordance with our student code of conduct. Meanwhile, the case for a 4th defendant and fellow student, Sophie Goodman, is ongoing tonight. Marlin ISD's head basketball coach has been suspended for 2 games after players left scruff marks on the gymnasium floor, according to an online petition. It supposedly happened during a photo shoot for the team. The petition says Coach Hartsfield is being punished for his efforts to change the perception of our young men who attend Marlin High School. The petition says the coach was benched after he refused to pay out of pocket to get those marks removed from the gym floor. The district tonight is not offering any comment. A regional community college is ranked the best in the state for academic transfer rates. Blaine Community College has the #1 academic transfer rate among Texas community colleges. The school had a 48% rate to bigger schools. Its partnerships with schools like A&M and Baylor are a big reason for that success.
I think that it's important for us to offer students opportunities that best fit what they need, right? For students that would like to go to Baylor, but still need to stay here, knowing that they will go to Baylor, they can choose the Baylor-bound program. We are the right place for those students to be making these decisions.
For more info, go ahead and visit our website or download the 25 News app. All right, a pretty soggy and chilly Tuesday night out there, Matt, but some of that rain moving on out now for the rest of the week. All right, Matt, sounds good. Some Texas school districts are canceling classes for the rest of the week. Both Buckholtz and Bremen ISDs are canceling school through Friday. Connolly ISD is moving everything online, remote. It's all in response to a growing number of COVID-19 cases and other illnesses with staff. Monday is a school holiday for MLK Day, so classes in most of these places start again next Tuesday. Texas recently breaking a record for the number of COVID-19 cases in a single day. Today, the number of new cases jumped to over 46,000. Much of that is due to the more contagious Omicron variant. According to a new study, someone with the Delta variant would infect 7 other people, while that number jumps to about 10 with Omicron.
Our emergency department is probably the busiest that it has been in recent history from what any of us can remember. We're seeing more patients than usual, which means more people need to be around to help out. So far, we're managing that okay.
Beds were running low at Baylor. This new spike is just contributing to an even bigger shortfall. The Waco-McLennan County Public Health District offering free drive-through community testing. You can get tested at McLennan Community College this week in Parking Lot M. It's from 9 to 4:30 every day. To qualify, you should be experiencing active COVID-19 symptoms. Registration is required ahead of time. You can register online at dashboard.mylabsdirect.com/insurance. The city of Temple is hosting a vaccine and testing site this week at Wilson Park. It's open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 6. This is actually all month long. Tests will only be available for people 14 and older. The site will have both the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines available as well. Registration is not required, but anyone getting a test needs some kind of ID. Clean ISD hosting its own vaccine and testing clinics as well. The first is at the former NOLA Middle School. It's open through Friday from 10 to 7. Pfizer vaccines are available there for kids 5 and up. Those younger kids need to have their parent present to sign off on getting the vaccine. Testing is also available. Second location is at the Clean Special Events Center. That's available at the same time as the other spot. They will be closed on Friday, though. Rogers ISD also hosting a vaccination clinic tomorrow at the elementary school. That event is from 4 to 7 tomorrow night and is open to anyone 5 and older. No appointments are needed there. The district is offering the Pfizer vaccine. In Canada, Quebec plans to level a big fee against those who aren't vaccinated against COVID.
It's a question also of fairness for the 90% of the population who made some sacrifices. I think we owe them this kind of measure.
That's essentially Quebec's governor saying those who refuse the vaccine for non-medical reasons are putting a burden on the healthcare network. He did not say when the tax would take effect or how much it would be, but said he wants it to be, quote, significant. Also, Canada is now in the CDC's highest risk category for travel due to rising COVID cases. It's at level 4. According to Johns Hopkins University, last week Canada reported its highest weekly total of cases during the entire pandemic. It joins more than 80 other destinations in that level 4 category. Beto is betting big on marijuana. The Democratic candidate for governor is trying to make that a key campaign issue. But what does Governor Abbott have to say? We'll find out more after the break. And we hear from the president about his push on new voting legislation. As the race for governor heats up, so is the discussion concerning marijuana. Texas laws around pot have already loosened up a bit over the past year, but some want to take that even further. 25 News reporter Andrew Lamparski has more on what the candidates are saying.
At Smoke X in Waco, cannabis sparks conversation. Andrew Lamparski, 25 News.
All right, Andrew, thank you. There are some local pushes underway as well. Progressive group Ground Game Texas is looking to help pass ordinances to stop police from arresting folks for possessing small amounts. They helped get the issue on a May ballot in Austin, are now pushing for the same thing in Killeen and Harker Heights.
Then we draft the ordinance. What would that look like? Because it will actually be a city law. And then third, we go out and collect signatures, the requisite number of registered voters, and submit those signatures to the city secretary.
Ground Game is hosting a press conference Friday in Killeen to officially kick off their effort. President Biden visiting Atlanta earlier to deliver a big speech on voting rights. It's all part of an effort to pressure senators reluctant to pass his voting rights legislation that's opposed by nearly all Republicans on Capitol Hill and also opposed by some moderate Democrats.
I believe that the threat to our democracy is so grave that we must find a way to pass these voting rights bills. Debate them, vote, let the majority prevail.
Now, without changing the filibuster rules in the Senate, it's unclear how either bill will get passed. The Senate is expected to take up voting rights in the coming days. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell was grilled by the Senate Banking Committee earlier. He's looking to serve another 4 years in that role. Republican Senator Richard Shelby said the Fed lost credibility under his tenure, specifically because of inflation. He defended his work and says he's confident the bank will achieve price stability, especially as interest rates start to rise.
If we see inflation persisting at high levels longer than expected, then we will, if we have to raise interest rates more over time, we will.
Despite rising inflation, Powell says the Federal Reserve, Congress, and the American people successfully avoided a full-scale depression when the pandemic first came. Belton ISD is hosting a big job fair tomorrow. On-site interviews will happen for about 54 open positions, including bus drivers, mechanics, even custodians. That job fair is from 11 to 1 at the Pittenger Fine Arts Center. The Baylor Bears football team ending the year on a big high note. But how did the Bears finish in that final pull? We're going to tell you coming up next.
And we are looking at the rain pushing away from the area, and things are going to be warming up for the rest of the week. I'll have your 10-day forecast coming up.
All right, Matt, sounds good. The #1 team in the nation, Baylor, facing number 19 Texas Tech tonight here in Waco. The Bears putting the pressure on Tech early, at one time leading by 15 in the first half, but the Red Raiders came storming back in the second. Baylor down by 6 with 36 seconds left, draining a three-pointer there. Bears just down by 3, but could they do it again? At the buzzer, it was not to be. Tech upsets Baylor with a huge victory on the road, 65-62 here in Waco. The Bears have finished the season with their highest ranking ever in the AP football poll. In that poll, the football team came in at number 5, capping off an already historical season. Baylor won its first conference championship game and first ever outright conference championship since 2013. They finished the season by beating Ole Miss in the Sugar Bowl 21-7. Meanwhile, the Bears will be looking for a new opponent to open the next 2 football seasons. Louisiana Tech has decided to open next season against Missouri instead of the Bears. They were supposed to travel to Waco to start next year, then host the Bears in 2023. The two were originally supposed to play the first game of 3 back in 2020, but that was canceled because of COVID-19. It's never too late to go back to school. If you want some proof, just ask this 85-year-old Texan. We'll explain.